Welcome, dear listener, to Sleepy Wiki. As you settle into your quiet space, gently invite your shoulders to soften and feel your breath deepen slowly and peacefully. Tonight, our gentle gaze turns towards a phenomenon that has cradled the hearts of poets and painters, mystics and dreamers for millennia. We'll journey into the quiet wisdom of something ancient, yet perpetually reborn. A fleeting, fragile marvel that holds the essence of beauty, renewal, and silent communication. A living poem written in color and scent. Imagine a world unfurling in slow motion. Each petal a quiet thought, revealing hidden hues and delicate forms. This gentle exploration promises to lull your mind, guiding you through the intricate wonders of nature's most elegant whisper, helping you to simply be. Should these quiet moments bring a touch of peace to your evening, a gentle tap of the like button or a soft subscribe would be a lovely gesture to help our sleepy community grow. And now, let us begin our tranquil contemplation upon the quiet majesty of the flower. Imagine drifting back in time, letting your mind be a little boat on the great ocean of Earth's history. We're going so far back that the familiar world of buzzing bees and fragrant gardens simply doesn't exist. There are no vibrant roses, no cheerful daisies, no towering fruit trees. The air hums with a different kind of life, and the landscape is painted in shades of ancient green, dominated by plants that seem stark and a little shy compared to the flamboyant beauties we know today. This was the era before the flower, a time when Earth's botanical stage was mostly held by the sturdy gymnosperms. Think of the mighty conifers, like the pines and firs, standing tall and proud, their seeds nestled openly on scales, exposed to the elements. Picture the cycads, ancient and palm-like, or the ginkgos with their distinctive fan-shaped leaves, survivors from an almost unimaginably distant past. Their way of reproduction was often a game of chance, relying mostly on the whisper of the wind to carry their pollen from one cone to another. It was an effective strategy, true, and it covered vast continents with forests of green, but it lacked a certain delicate precision, a subtle charm. Then, somewhere in the quiet depths of geological time, perhaps 140 to 200 million years ago, a gentle revolution began. It's a moment in Earth's history that once puzzled even Charles Darwin, who famously called the sudden appearance and rapid diversification of flowering plants an abominable mystery. For a long time, the fossil record seemed to show them bursting onto the scene with astonishing speed, leaving few clues about their true ancestors. It was as if they simply decided to emerge, fully formed, from the ancient forests. But nature, like a patient storyteller, slowly reveals its secrets. And as scientists meticulously pieced together the fragments of the past, a more nuanced picture began to emerge. Not a sudden explosion, but a quiet, persistent innovation, blooming from humble beginnings. The earliest ancestors of what we now call angiosperms, or flowering plants, were likely small, perhaps shrub-like or even aquatic. They weren't the showy spectacles we admire today. Their flowers would have been incredibly simple, perhaps just a cluster of reproductive parts, green and unassuming, rather than a riot of color. Imagine a tiny, unassuming botanical pioneer experimenting with a radical new idea to protect its precious seeds. This protection came in the form of a structure called the carpel. Instead of naked seeds sitting openly on a cone scale, as with gymnosperms, the carpel evolved as a leaf-like structure that folded in on itself, fusing at the edges to create a closed chamber. Inside this botanical vault, the ovules, which would become seeds, were safely tucked away. Think of it as nature's ingenious cradle, sheltering the developing life within from the harsh world outside. This simple act of enclosure was a profound evolutionary leap, offering greater protection against predators, disease, and environmental fluctuations. But the innovations didn't stop there. Within this protective carpel, another marvel unfolded: double fertilization. This is a truly unique trick of angiosperms, a finely tuned ballet of cellular biology. When a pollen grain lands on the right receptive surface, the stigma, it sends down a tube carrying two sperm cells. One sperm cell fuses with the egg to form the embryo, the tiny spark of a new plant. The second sperm cell, however, fuses with two other nuclei in the ovule, creating a special nutritive tissue called the endosperm. This endosperm acts like a packed lunch for the developing embryo, providing a rich, readily available food source to fuel its initial growth. It's like giving the seedling a supercharged start, a guarantee of nourishment that dramatically increased its chances of survival and success. And then slowly, over eons, came the embellishments. Those simple green reproductive structures began to differentiate, becoming more specialized. Some parts evolved into sepals, the protective green leaves that often cup the base of a bud. Others transformed into petals, becoming increasingly colorful, fragrant, and alluring. These weren't just decorative flourishes, they were brilliant advertisements, signals to the outside world. The flower, in essence, became a beacon, a billboard designed to attract helpers, pollinators. Instead of relying solely on the fickle wind, these clever new plants began to forge partnerships, first perhaps with beetles, then with bees, butterflies, birds, and even bats. This co-evolutionary dance between flowering plants and their animal partners sparked an incredible burst of diversification. Suddenly, precise pollen delivery became possible. A bee, drawn by a sweet nectar reward and guided by vibrant colors, could carry pollen directly from one flower to another of the same species, ensuring successful reproduction. This efficiency meant less wasted pollen and more offspring. The fossil record, once sparse, began to fill with clues. Finds like Archifructus, discovered in China, offer glimpses of very early forms, resembling a twig bearing reproductive structures more than a traditional blossom. And today, we can even look to living relatives of these ancient pioneers. The delicate Amborella trichopoda, a shrub found only on the island of New Caledonia, is often considered the closest living relative to the common ancestor of all flowering plants. Its simple, separate-sexed flowers, lack of showy petals, and other primitive features offer a living window into that distant past, a whisper from the very dawn of flowers. The evolutionary success of angiosperms is staggering. They developed efficient seed dispersal mechanisms, often by enclosing seeds in delicious fruits designed to be eaten by animals which then carry the seeds far away. They learned to grow and reproduce quickly, colonizing diverse habitats from scorching deserts to frigid tundras, from towering rainforests to the depths of ponds. They became the dominant plant life on Earth, shaping ecosystems, providing food and shelter for countless creatures, and fundamentally altering the planet's atmospheric composition. So, as you drift deeper into slumber, picture this quiet botanical revolution, a journey from simple protective leaf structures to the intricate, vibrant, and essential flowers that grace our world today. It was a slow, persistent unfolding, a testament to nature's endless creativity, changing the very fabric of life on Earth forever. And with the first blossoming of these ancient wonders, the stage was set for an even more breathtaking display of diversity, leading to the intricate architecture we now see in every bloom. If you will, picture yourself gently peeling back the layers of a slumbering flower, like opening a treasured book, page by page. Each part, a delicate chapter, revealing a story of purpose and incredible design. At its very heart, every flower is a marvel of biological architecture, a tiny, intricate world built with precision to ensure the continuation of life. It's a whispered secret, a silent testament to nature's ingenuity, all unfolding beneath the soft gaze of the sun or the gentle glow of the moon. Let's begin our quiet journey at the very base, the sturdy foundation upon which this living masterpiece rests. You see, a flower doesn't just float in the air, it needs an anchor. This is provided by the pedicel, the slender stem or stalk that gently elevates the flower towards the light. Think of it as the flower's own elegant pillar, holding it aloft. At the very tip of this pedicel, where it expands to cradle the flower's other parts, we find the receptacle. Picture it as a small, slightly swollen cushion, a delicate pedestal upon which all the subsequent wonders of the bloom are arranged. It's the architectural blueprint's starting point, the secure platform for nature's most beautiful show. Moving inwards, the first layer of magic we encounter are the sepals. These are often small, leaf-like structures, typically green, that form the outermost whorl of the flower. During the flower's youth, when it's still a tightly furled bud, the sepals act as vigilant, protective cloaks, wrapping securely around the tender, developing parts within. They shield the delicate petals and reproductive organs from the harsh elements, from hungry insects, and from the bumps and jostles of the outside world. They are the flower's first line of defense, its tiny green guardians patiently waiting for the right moment to unfurl and reveal the splendor they've so carefully protected. Collectively, these watchful sepals are known as the calyx, a silent testament to their collective strength and vital role. Once the sepals have fulfilled their protective duty and gently drawn back, they reveal the true heart of the flower's allure, the bow petals. Ah, the petals. These are arguably the most captivating parts of a flower, the ones that first catch our eye and stir our imagination. They are the flower's vibrant advertising, its fragrant invitation to the world. Imagine them as a velvet stage, exquisitely decorated with every hue imaginable, from the purest whites and softest pinks to the most fiery reds and deepest purples. Each petal is a masterpiece of texture, too, some as smooth as silk, others velvety soft, inviting a gentle touch. But their beauty is not merely for our admiration. Their vivid colors, intricate patterns, and often intoxicating fragrances serve a far deeper purpose. They are powerful signals, irresistible beacons designed to attract specific visitors. The diligent bees, the fluttering butterflies, the buzzing beetles, and even the darting hummingbirds. These pollinators, drawn by the visual spectacle and aromatic promises, are essential partners in the flower's life story. Together, all the petals of a flower form what we call the corolla, a collective sigh of beauty and biological ingenuity. Now, let us journey deeper, past the captivating display of the petals, into the very core of the flower, where the business of life truly begins. Here, we encounter the flower's reproductive structures, starting with the male parts, known as the stamens. Imagine slender, elegant pillars rising from the flower's center, sometimes numerous, sometimes few. Each stamen is typically composed of two main parts. First, there's the delicate stalk, like a fine thread reaching upwards, called the filament. And perched atop this filament, like a tiny jewel box, is the anther. This anther is the flower's miniature factory, diligently producing and holding the precious powdery grains we know as pollen. Each speck of pollen, so tiny it's almost invisible to the naked eye, carries the flower's male genetic material, a miniature seed of potential. When you gently brush a finger against a flower and see that golden dust clinging to it, you're touching the very essence of its male contribution. All the stamens, working in concert, form the androcium, a testament to the flower's masculine energy and purpose. And finally, at the very heart, the most sheltered and sacred part of the flower, lies the female reproductive structure, the pistil, or sometimes referred to as the carpel. This is the flower's sanctuary, its fertile cradle, and it often sits centrally, surrounded by the stamens. The pistil is typically divided into three distinct yet interconnected parts. At its very top, like a receptive landing pad, is the stigma. The stigma is often sticky or feathery, perfectly designed to capture and hold on to any pollen grains that arrive. Think of it as a welcoming mat, specifically engineered to catch the precious golden dust. Leading downwards from the stigma, like an elegant pathway or a graceful neck, is the style. The style acts as a conduit, guiding the pollen downwards towards the most vital part of the pistil, the ovary. This ovary is a swollen protective chamber nestled at the base, completely enclosed and often hidden from view. And within this protective ovary, like tiny precious jewels awaiting their destiny, are the ovules. Each ovule holds the potential to become a seed, a blueprint for a new plant once fertilized. Together, the stigma, style, and ovary form the gynoecium, the ultimate heart of the flower's reproductive power, carefully guarding the future generation. Not all flowers, however, are built with the same complete set of parts. Just like there are many different types of homes, there are many different types of floral structures. A flower possessing all four main whorls, sepals, petals, stamens, And a pistil is known as a complete flower. It's like having every room and fixture in a house. However, many flowers are incomplete, meaning they lack one or more of these essential whorls. Perhaps they have no petals, relying instead on other means to attract attention. Or maybe they've shed their sepals early. We also classify flowers by their reproductive organs. A flower that contains both functional stamens, male parts, and a functional pistil, female parts, is called a perfect flower. It has everything it needs to potentially reproduce on its own, a self-contained unit. But some flowers are imperfect, meaning they contain either stamens or a pistil, but not both. These imperfect flowers are like specialized rooms in a larger house. When both male flowers and female flowers are found on the same individual plant, perhaps in different locations or at different times, that plant is called monoecious. Think of a corn stalk with its tassels holding pollen at the top, male flowers, and its ears developing lower down, female flowers. But in some species, the male flowers and female flowers are found on entirely different plants. Such plants are known as dioecious, like the holly tree, where some trees bear only male flowers and others only female flowers, requiring two separate plants to reproduce successfully. Each of these intricate components, from the protecting sepals to the life-bearing ovules within the ovary, works in perfect harmony, a testament to nature's profound design. They are all precisely arranged, each playing its unique and crucial role in the grand ballet of plant life, all leading to one extraordinary moment, the journey of pollen seeking its delicate destination. Beneath this visible splendor, nestled deep within their very being, lies a grander purpose, a fundamental drive to create new life, ensuring the continuation of their silent, ancient lineage. This is where the true marvel of the flower unfolds, in the intricate ballet of reproduction, a process both wonderfully complex and profoundly beautiful. At its heart, every flower is a carefully designed cradle for future generations. If you were to gently peer inside a blossom, you would discover its most vital architecture. There are the male organs, often slender stalks topped with tiny sacs, known collectively as the stamen. The little sac at the tip, often dusted with a fine powder, is called the anther, and it's here that the golden microscopic grains of pollen are lovingly produced. Each pollen grain is a miniature packet of life, carrying half of the genetic blueprint for a new plant. Then, at the very center, typically rises the flower's female organ, the pistil, a more stately structure. Its topmost part, often sticky and receptive, is the stigma, a soft landing pad. From there, a slender neck, the style, leads down to the hidden chamber at the base, the ovary. And within this sacred chamber, like tiny precious jewels, lie the ovules, each containing the other half of the genetic information needed for a new beginning. The ultimate goal, then, is simple yet profound: for a pollen grain to find its way from an anther to a stigma, and from there to journey down to an ovule. This pivotal event is called pollination. Sometimes, a flower might simply whisper to itself, allowing its own pollen to fertilize its own ovules, a process known as self-pollination. It's a reliable strategy ensuring survival even when companions are scarce. But often, flowers seek a grander quest, yearning for the genetic richness that comes from mingling with another. This is cross-pollination, a vibrant exchange that ensures genetic diversity, strengthening the plant lineage against the changing whispers of the wind and the challenges of time. But how does this precious pollen travel from one flower to another, sometimes across vast distances? The flowers, unable to move themselves, have become master strategists, employing a wondrous array of couriers. Some rely on the unseen forces of nature, like the wind. Imagine fields of grasses or ancient oak trees, their tiny, inconspicuous flowers releasing immense clouds of pollen into the air. The wind becomes an invisible dancer, a gentle courier, carrying these golden specks on currents and breezes, hoping they will chance upon a receptive stigma far away. This strategy often results in a vast, almost wasteful release of pollen, a testament to the sheer scale of nature's designs. Other, rarer aquatic plants entrust their pollen to the silent, flowing embrace of water, letting gentle currents guide their precious cargo. However, the most enchanting and diverse pollination stories are often woven with the help of living, breathing beings, the animals. Here, the flower transforms itself into a welcoming inn, a vibrant marketplace, offering exquisite rewards to attract its diligent partners. The flower becomes a beacon, a perfumed invitation, a cleverly designed architectural marvel, all for the sake of attracting its specific messenger. Take, for instance, the busy bee. Bees are drawn to vibrant blues and yellows, and particularly to patterns that are invisible to our eyes but glow like landing strips under ultraviolet light. These nectar guides are like secret maps, directing the bee right to the heart of the flower, where sweet nectar, a liquid reward of sugar and energy, awaits. As the bee sips its fill, pollen grains, specially adapted with hooks or sticky surfaces, cling to its fuzzy body like golden dust. When the bee visits another flower, some of that precious cargo is inevitably brushed onto the stigma, completing the transfer. It's a silent agreement, an ancient pact, benefiting both the flower and its tireless worker. Then there are the elegant butterflies, delicate creatures with long, slender tongues called proboscises, perfectly suited for sipping nectar from deep tubular flowers. Their favorite colors are often bright reds, oranges, and purples, and they need a stable platform to land upon. Moths, their nocturnal cousins, visit pale or white flowers that glow faintly in the moonlight, emitting strong, sweet perfumes after dusk, guiding them through the night like fragrant beacons. And even birds lend a wing to this great endeavor. Hummingbirds, darting jewels of the air, are attracted to vibrant reds and oranges. Unlike bees, they don't need a scent, as their sense of smell isn't as developed. Their long, slender beaks are perfectly evolved to probe deep into tubular flowers, reaching nectar that other pollinators cannot, their heads and chests inadvertently brushing against anthers and stigmas in the process. And in some parts of the world, even bats join the nighttime shift, drawn to large, sturdy, often musky-scented flowers that open wide after dark, offering copious amounts of nectar to fuel their nightly flights. Even humble flies and beetles play their part, though they might not be as discerning. Some flowers, particularly those with maroon or brownish hues, emit scents mimicking decaying flesh or dung to attract these less glamorous but equally essential pollinators, offering them warmth or a place to lay eggs, all while ensuring their pollen is carried forth. This incredible diversity of strategies highlights a phenomenon called co-evolution, where plants and their pollinators have evolved together, shaping each other over millions of years, creating a symphony of interdependent life. The flower's shape, color, scent, and the timing of its blooming are all finely tuned advertisements, a specialized language spoken directly to its chosen messengers. Once a pollen grain successfully lands on a receptive stigma, a remarkable journey begins. The pollen grain awakens, sensing the right chemical signals, and begins to grow a tiny tube, a pollen tube, like a microscopic bridge, tunneling down through the style until it reaches an ovule within the ovary. Here, a wondrous event called fertilization takes place, where the genetic material from the pollen unites with the ovule. In many flowering plants, a unique process called double fertilization occurs, where one sperm cell fertilizes the egg cell to form the plant embryo, and another fertilizes a different cell to form the endosperm, a nourishing food source for the developing seed. With fertilization complete, the flower's work in this chapter culminates. The ovules begin their transformation into seeds, each holding the promise of a new plant. And the ovary itself, having fulfilled its sacred purpose, swells and ripens, often developing into a fruit, a sweet, protective, and often delicious casing designed to entice animals to disperse the seeds far and wide, ensuring the next generation finds new ground to grow. And so, from the fleeting bloom to the hidden heart of a seed, the cycle of life continues, propelled by these incredible reproductive dynamics. Yet behind this graceful dance lies an even deeper mystery: the invisible signals that orchestrate the very moment of blooming. Picture the world beneath the soil, and just above it, teeming with quiet life. How does a plant, rooted and still, decide when it's the perfect moment to unfurl such a marvel? It's not a random whim, nor a sudden impulse. Instead, it's a symphony of intricate signals, a profound dialogue between the plant's internal wisdom and the subtle whispers of the world around it. Picture a quiet garden in the spring. A sunflower waits patiently, a tulip lies dormant beneath the soil, a cherry tree stands bare. Each of these plants possesses an internal clock, a secret calendar, and a deep understanding of its environment. This ability to know when to flower is one of nature's most exquisite forms of control, managed by a sophisticated interplay of its genes and its hormones, tiny chemical messengers. Let's begin with those whispers from the world outside. The most prominent among them is the light. Not just any light, but the length of the day and night. This phenomenon is called photoperiodism. Some plants, like certain irises or spinach, are what we call long day plants. They yearn for the stretching days of summer, needing a certain period of continuous light to trigger their flowering. Others, perhaps chrysanthemums or poinsettias, are short-day plants, preferring the longer nights of autumn or winter to decide its time. Then there are the day-neutral plants, like tomatoes, who don't rely on day length as much, but still need enough resources and maturity. How do they measure this light? It's not with eyes, of course, but with specialized light-sensing proteins within their leaves, like tiny, sophisticated solar panels, attuned not just to brightness, but to duration. These proteins communicate with specific genes, such as the constans, CO gene. Think of constans as a tiny internal clock or a light-sensitive conductor nestled within the leaves. In long-day plants, as the days lengthen, the constans protein becomes stable and accumulates, signaling that the time is right. It's like a quiet, "yes, now," echoing through the leaf cells, a signal that ignites the production of the most magical messenger of all. But light isn't the only whisper. Sometimes a plant needs to feel the chill of winter before it's ready to bloom. This cold requirement is known as hamka, vernalization. Imagine a tulip bulb sleeping soundly beneath the frozen earth. It endures weeks, even months of cold temperatures. This isn't a hardship. It's a vital preparation, a necessary reset. In many plants, there's a gene called flowering locus C, FLC, which acts like a steadfast guardian, preventing flowering. It's a repressor, keeping the plant in its vegetative growing state. FLC is like a silent "not yet" in the plant's cellular language. But when the long, sustained cold of winter arrives, it acts like a gentle lullaby, slowly silencing the FLC gene. The cold doesn't destroy FLC, but rather induces epigenetic changes, like softly folding away a blanket, that make the gene much less active. Only when FLC is quieted can the plant awaken from its winter slumber with the promise of flowers. This ensures that the plant doesn't flower too early, only after the danger of frost has passed and the growing season is truly upon it. Once the environmental cues, be it the lengthening days or the passing chill, have been received and interpreted by the leaves, the true magic of internal communication begins. The leaves, acting as the plant's sensory organs, produce a remarkable substance, a sort of flowering elixir, which scientists have long called florigen. For many years, florigen was a mystery, an elusive concept. We knew it existed because if you grafted a flowering plant onto a non-flowering one, the latter would often begin to bloom. It was clear a signal was traveling. Today, we know that florigen is primarily the flowering locus T, FT, protein, a tiny, elegant molecule. It's synthesized in the leaves, the very place where the light and cold signals are first registered. Now, imagine this FT protein as a special, urgent message, carefully encoded and entrusted to the plant's vascular system, its tiny veins and arteries, the phloem. It embarks on a silent, purposeful journey, traveling from the leaves, down the stem, and up towards the very tip of the plant. Its destination? The shoot apical meristem. Think of the meristem as the plant's central command center, a dome of perpetually dividing, undifferentiated cells at the very apex of the shoot. These are the cells that give rise to all new growth, new leaves, new stems, and ultimately, new flowers. When the FT protein, our florigen messenger, arrives at the meristem, it doesn't work alone. It interacts with another critical protein, flowering locus D, FD. Together, FT and FD form a powerful complex, a switch-flipping team. Their arrival and assembly in the meristem is the moment of truth, the grand orchestration. It's like the conductor raising their baton, and the entire orchestra of genetic activity shifts from the melody of growth to the overture of bloom. This complex activates a new set of genes, the meristem identity genes. Genes like leafy, LFY, and apetala1, AP1, are the master architects. They are the ones that take the blueprint of a vegetative meristem, which would normally continue to produce stems and leaves, and fundamentally reprogram it. They transform it into an inflorescence meristem, the structure that will go on to produce an entire cluster of flowers, or directly into a floral meristem, which will develop into a single flower. This genetic reprogramming is a profound shift. It's like a sculptor deciding to turn a lump of clay, which was destined to be a simple pot, into an intricate, multi-petaled rose. The meristem identity genes are the instructions, the internal commands that tell the cells at the tip, no more leaves. From now on, your destiny is to create sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels. You are becoming a flower. And so, the journey culminates in this remarkable transformation. From the subtle nudges of light and cold, through the silent journey of florigen, to the decisive action of genes at the plant's growth tip, an intricate dance of control unfolds. The plant has made its profound decision, signaling its readiness to embrace its most beautiful purpose. Once the flower has emerged, it becomes a master communicator, a tiny alchemist, performing wonders with light and air and sweetness. Every petal, every waft of fragrance, every drop of nectar is a meticulously crafted message, a biochemical whisper designed to attract, delight, and ensure the continuation of life. It's a silent, ancient conversation, unfolding countless times a day beneath our very noses. Let's first consider the dazzling array of colors that greet us in a garden or even a humble roadside verge. What paints the rose red, the daffodil yellow, the lavender purple? It's all thanks to an exquisite chemical palette, primarily composed of three main families of pigments: anthocyanins, carotenoids, and flavonoids. Imagine these molecules as tiny, diligent artists, each with their own special brush and preferred hue. The anthocyanins, for instance, are the maestros of reds, purples, and blues. They are remarkably versatile, almost like mood rings for flowers, because their exact shade can shift depending on the pH, the acidity or alkalinity of the cell sap within the petal. A slight change can turn a morning glory from soft pink to vibrant blue, or a hydrangea from azure to rose, simply by adjusting this internal chemical balance. They are deeply sensitive to their environment, absorbing certain wavelengths of light and reflecting others, presenting us with their vibrant displays. When you see a fiery crimson poppy or a deep violet pansy, you are witnessing the elegant work of anthocyanins at play, inviting us into their world with bold, beautiful strokes. Then we have the carotenoids, the sunshine chemists, responsible for the warm yellows, oranges, and some of the vibrant reds we see. Think of the golden glow of a sunflower, or the cheerful bright yellow of a marigold. These molecules are particularly adept at capturing and reflecting the sun's energy, often giving flowers a cheerful, enduring brilliance. They are robust, less prone to the subtle pH shifts that affect anthocyanins, and are the same pigments that lend carrots their distinctive orange hue. When a flower wants to signal, "Here I am," with unwavering warmth and brightness, it often calls upon its carotenoid collaborators. And finally, there are the flavonoids, often the quiet achievers, sometimes invisible to our human eyes. While some flavonoids contribute to yellow and white shades, many absorb light in the ultraviolet UV spectrum, a range of light that bees and other insects can see, but we cannot. So what appears to us as a plain white or yellow petal might, to a bee, reveal intricate patterns, lines, and bullseyes, acting as nectar guides or landing strips, directing them precisely to the flower's sweet rewards. It's a secret language, a hidden map, ensuring that the pollinator lands exactly where it needs to be to collect pollen and transfer it effectively. These biochemical guides ensure that no journey is wasted, a brilliant evolutionary strategy for efficiency. Each color, each hidden pattern, is a silent, specific invitation, carefully crafted to appeal to certain eyes, certain visitors, in the grand dance of life. But a flower's invitation isn't just visual. It's also a fragrant whisper carried on the breeze. Imagine the air itself as a tapestry woven with invisible threads of perfume, a silent broadcast that can travel far beyond the flower's sightline. This captivating aroma is created by a complex cocktail of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, tiny airborne molecules that evaporate easily into the atmosphere. Think of them as the flower's own personal perfumers, each meticulously blending ingredients to create a unique signature scent. Tlalon. These VOCs belong to various chemical families, each contributing a different note to the symphony of scent. Terpenes, for example, are responsible for many of the fresh, piney, citrusy, or earthy aromas. The zesty burst of a lemon blossom or the heady perfume of a rose often contains a symphony of terpenes. Esters lend sweet, fruity notes, reminiscent of apples, bananas, or berries, designed to attract insects with a promise of rich sugars. Aldehydes and ketones contribute green, fresh, or sometimes slightly spicy undertones, adding complexity and depth. The specific combination and concentration of these compounds create the unique bouquet of each flower, a biochemical fingerprint that distinguishes a jasmine from a lily, even in the darkest night. It's an intricate dance of molecular shapes fitting into the olfactory receptors of an insect, sparking recognition. Why such an elaborate perfume counter? Because scent is a powerful long-distance signal, especially crucial when sight is limited, such as at dusk or dawn, or for night-flying pollinators like moths and bats. A flower's scent is not arbitrary, it's a carefully selected message tailored to its most effective pollinators. Some flowers might emit sweet, alluring fragrances to attract bees, while others might release musky or even slightly decaying smells to draw in flies or beetles that prefer those particular gourmet notes. Some flowers even change their scent throughout the day, adjusting their message to the availability of different pollinators. It's a remarkable example of chemical communication, ensuring that the right visitor finds the right flower at the right time, guided solely by these invisible molecular messengers floating on the gentle currents of the air. And what is the ultimate reward for the pollinator who answers these colorful and fragrant calls? Often, it is nectar, a sweet, energy-rich liquid that serves as the flower's generous offering. Nectar is produced by specialized glands within the flower called nectaries, which are like tiny, hidden sugar factories. These nectaries often sit at the base of petals or stamens, strategically placed to ensure that a visiting pollinator must brush against the flower's reproductive parts, the anthers and stigma, in its quest for the sugary treat, thus facilitating pollen transfer. What makes up this precious liquid? Primarily, it's a solution of various sugars: sucrose, glucose, and fructose. The precise ratio of these sugars can vary greatly from flower to flower, a deliberate recipe tailored to the specific energetic needs and digestive systems of different pollinators. For instance, hummingbirds, with their incredibly high metabolism, thrive on nectar rich in sucrose, a complex sugar that provides a sustained energy release. Bees, on the other hand, can process a wider range of sugar compositions. But nectar is more than just sugar water. It's often fortified with essential nutrients. Tiny amounts of amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, are added to provide nutritional value for insect visitors. Vitamins, minerals, lipids, and even small quantities of proteins can also be found in nectar, making it a surprisingly complete energy drink for the hard-working creatures it seeks to attract. Some flowers even include trace amounts of caffeine or other alkaloids in their nectar, a gentle stimulant that might subtly encourage pollinators to return for more, a clever biochemical trick to ensure loyalty. Pollen. The production of nectar is a significant energy investment for a flower, so it's not dispensed indiscriminately. Each drop is a precious commodity, ensuring that only those pollinators who perform their duties effectively are rewarded. It's a carefully managed economy, where the flower offers its bounty in exchange for a vital service, binding the destinies of plant and animal in a sweet, sticky pact. Together, the vibrant colors, the alluring scents, and the sweet promise of nectar form an intricate, interconnected system, a marvel of biochemical engineering designed to ensure the survival and thriving of the plant kingdom. As the last whispers of these chemical conversations settle around us, we can begin to appreciate the silent, tireless work happening within every bloom. But the flower's story doesn't end with its grand invitation. Its journey continues, deep within its structure, where the seeds of the future patiently wait. Beyond the simple beauty we've admired, there's a profound, hidden world of conversation and connection taking place. Every petal, every scent, every shape we see is not just an adornment, but a whisper, a silent agreement, an echo of countless interactions spanning eons. Tonight, we'll listen closely to these stories, tales of ecological interactions and the delicate dance of coevolution that has sculpted the very essence of flowers and the creatures intertwined with their fate. Imagine the garden as a grand ancient ballroom where every species is a dancer. Flowers, with their vibrant attire, are not just waiting to be admired. They are actively engaging in a complex series of partnerships, rivalries, and ingenious deceptions. The most enchanting of these interactions is, of course, pollination, a ballet of mutual benefit, a profound co-evolutionary pact that underpins much of life on Earth. Think of the tiny, industrious bee. Its world is painted in shades of blue and yellow, with invisible ultraviolet patterns that bloom only for its eyes, guiding it like illuminated landing strips to the heart of the flower. The flower, in turn, has evolved sweet nectar, a sugary reward, and pollen, a protein-rich meal perfectly packaged for the bee's furry body. As the bee gathers its feast, pollen grains cling to its hairs, only to be brushed off at the next blossom, fertilizing it. This isn't a random act. It's a meticulously choreographed interaction honed over millions of years. The flower that best attracts the bee gets pollinated, passing on its traits. The bee that best finds the flower thrives, passing on its foraging skills. This reciprocal shaping is the essence of co-evolution. But the bee is just one performer in this vast ensemble. As twilight descends, a different set of dancers takes the stage. The moonlit garden hums with the activity of moths. For them, flowers have traded bright daytime colors for pale whites and creams which glow softly under the night sky. Their scents, too, are transformed, releasing a powerful sweet perfume only after dusk, beckoning the moths with a fragrant call. The flowers are often tubular, their nectar hidden deep within, perfectly suited for the moth's long, slender proboscis. A yucca plant and its yucca moth are a prime example of an obligate mutualism, where neither can complete its life cycle without the other. The moth actively collects pollen and deposits it onto the stigma, laying its eggs inside the flower's ovary, ensuring both its offspring and the plant's seeds can develop. Then there are the aerial jewels of the day, the hummingbirds. Their flowers are often fiery reds and oranges, hues that stand out against the green foliage, and shapes like trumpets or tubes, perfectly formed for a hovering bird's beak. Unlike bee flowers, these often have very little scent, as birds rely on sight, not smell. And they produce copious amounts of thin, watery nectar to fuel the bird's incredibly high metabolism. The flower, in its turn, positions its anthers and stigma to gently brush against the hummingbird's head as it sips, ensuring a precise pollen delivery. And what about the less glamorous, yet equally vital partnerships? Some flowers, known as carrion flowers, have evolved to mimic the scent and appearance of rotting flesh. Their brownish-red petals, often hairy or mottled, and their truly awful odor are not for us, but for flies. These flies, seeking a place to lay their eggs, are momentarily fooled, pick up pollen, and carry it to the next deceitful bloom. It's a macabre but brilliant strategy, a testament to nature's diverse solutions. These are tales of mutual benefit where both parties gain. But the garden is not always a place of harmony. There are also interactions of antagonism, struggles for survival that also drive co-evolution. Consider the hungry caterpillar, munching its way through a tender leaf. Flowers and plants have developed an astonishing array of defenses against such herbivores. Some grow sharp thorns or spines, a clear physical deterrent. Others produce bitter or toxic compounds, like the digitalis in foxgloves or the nicotine in tobacco. Chemical warfare in miniature, designed to make them unpalatable or even poisonous to their attackers. Some even release volatile organic compounds into the air when attacked, signaling to predatory insects to come and feast on the very herbivores that are harming them. This constant arms race, where herbivores evolve to overcome plant defenses, and plants evolve new defenses in response, is another powerful engine of co-evolution. And then there's the masterful art of mimicry, a subtle form of interaction that blurs the lines between cooperation and deception. Some orchids, for instance, have evolved flowers that astonishingly resemble female insects, complete with fake antennae and fuzzy bodies. Male insects, fooled by the visual and even chemical cues, attempt to mate with the flower, inadvertently picking up and transferring pollen in their fruitless endeavors. It's a remarkable evolutionary trick, a one-sided benefit orchestrated by the flower, built on the instincts of another creature. Each of these intricate relationships, the bee and the blossom, the moth and the night bloomer, the hummingbird and its scarlet trumpet, the plant and its defender, the orchid and its unwitting suitor, is a thread in the grand tapestry of life. They are not static arrangements, but dynamic, ever-evolving conversations, shaping the forms and functions of species over vast stretches of time. The flower you see is a living archive, a monument to countless past interactions, and an active participant in an ongoing, silent drama. As the last light of our exploration fades and the garden settles into its dreams, remember that every bloom tells a story of adaptation, survival, and connection. Tomorrow night, we'll continue our gentle journey into the heart of the flower, perhaps exploring the clever ways they ensure their own future, even after the dance of pollination is done. Yet among all the creatures drawn to flowers, one relationship stands apart: ours. We arrive now at perhaps the most profoundly human aspect of flowers, their powerful grip on our hearts, minds, and cultures. It's not just about their fleeting beauty, but about how these delicate structures have woven themselves into the very fabric of human existence, whispering stories, embodying hopes, and serving as silent symbols across civilizations. Have you ever wondered why a simple blossom can evoke such a profound emotional response within us? It's a question that touches upon the very essence of what it means to be human. And the answers, like the petals of a complex rose, unfold in layers of science and sentiment. Our appreciation for flowers, you see, isn't merely a learned aesthetic. It's thought to be deeply rooted in our evolutionary history, a primal whisper from a time long past. Imagine our ancient ancestors scanning the landscape for signs of life, of sustenance, of safety. A patch of blooming flowers wasn't just a pretty sight. It was a beacon, a vibrant signal of a healthy ecosystem, of fertile ground, of the coming abundance of fruits and seeds. Flowers represented the promise of life, the precursor to harvest, a flourishing environment where resources were plentiful. This inherent association, this subconscious link between floral beauty and survival, may well have been etched into our genetic memory, predisposing us to find comfort, hope, and even joy in their presence. It's as if their very existence speaks to a deep, ancient part of our being, a part that remembers the world as a place of potential and growth. Lalan. Then there are the exquisite details that captivate our senses, starting with color. Consider the rich tapestry of hues that flowers unfurl before us, from the fiery blush of a poppy to the serene violet of a lavender field. Our eyes, marvels of biological engineering, are designed to perceive specific wavelengths of light. When these wavelengths reflect off a flower's petals and enter our retinas, they send signals to our brains, igniting a cascade of neural activity. Different colors evoke different emotional responses. Reds often signal passion or urgency. Blues bring calm. Yellows exude cheer. This isn't just arbitrary. It's a sophisticated interplay between the physics of light, the biology of our visual system, and the learned associations ingrained in our minds. For instance, the striking contrast of certain flower colors against green foliage can create a visual pop that is naturally appealing, much like how a painter uses complementary colors to draw the eye. Our brains are, in essence, programmed to appreciate this visual symphony. And what about their intoxicating fragrances? The delicate perfume of a jasmine, the robust aroma of a gardenia, the subtle spice of a carnation. These are not just pleasant smells. They are complex cocktails of volatile organic compounds, molecular messengers designed by the plant to attract pollinators. When these molecules drift on the breeze and enter our nostrils, they bind to specialized receptors in our olfactory bulbs, sending signals directly to the limbic system of our brain, the ancient seat of emotion and memory. This direct pathway explains why a particular floral scent can instantly transport us back to a childhood garden, a special occasion, or a cherished loved one. The science of olfaction reveals that scent is uniquely tied to our emotional landscape, more so than any other sense. Flowers, through their fragrant offerings, thus become potent anchors for our memories and emotions, creating invisible threads that connect moments and feelings across time. Beyond color and scent, the very form and structure of flowers possess a quiet genius that resonates with our innate appreciation for order and symmetry. Observe the mesmerizing spirals of a sunflower's florets, or the elegant unfolding of a rose's petals, often following mathematical principles like the Fibonacci sequence. Our brains are wired to recognize and find satisfaction in patterns, in symmetry, in the predictable beauty of nature's geometry. This preference isn't purely aesthetic. It's believed to be an adaptive trait, helping us identify healthy, well-formed organisms and environments. A perfectly symmetrical flower might subtly signal health, vigor, and optimal growth conditions, appealing to our subconscious desire for vitality and balance. The intricate fractals found in many plant structures, repeating patterns at different scales, also tap into our cognitive desire for both complexity and underlying order, creating a visual harmony that feels inherently right to our perceptive systems. When we behold a particularly stunning flower, our brains don't just process information, they respond with a surge of pleasure. Neuroscientific studies have shown that viewing aesthetically pleasing objects, including flowers, can activate the brain's reward pathways, releasing neurotransmitters like dopamine. This release contributes to feelings of well-being, contentment, and even mild euphoria. This isn't just a fleeting sensation, it's a fundamental part of the human experience of beauty, a biological affirmation that something is good, desirable, and worth our attention. This internal reward system is a powerful driver of our continued appreciation and seeking out of these natural wonders, essentially reinforcing our positive interactions with them. It explains why a bouquet of flowers can genuinely lift spirits, alleviate stress, and foster feelings of happiness. It's a direct biological response. Culturally, flowers transcend mere beauty to become powerful symbols, silent communicators in the grand human narrative. A red rose signifying love, a lily representing purity, a lotus symbolizing enlightenment. These meanings are not inherent in the flower itself, but are bestowed upon them by human minds. This act of bestowing meaning is a profound aspect of human cognition, our innate drive to create narratives, to find symbolism in the world around us. Through shared stories, traditions, poetry, and art, these meanings are transmitted across generations, becoming part of our collective consciousness. This process, driven by our desire for communication and connection, allows flowers to serve as emotional proxies, speaking volumes without uttering a single word. They become vessels for our deepest sentiments, bridging the gap between abstract emotion and tangible expression. Our human appreciation is so profound that we've actively intervened in their very evolution. Through centuries of horticulture and selective breeding, we have coaxed flowers into forms, colors, and fragrances that appeal most directly to our aesthetic sensibilities. We've chosen for larger petals, more vibrant hues, longer bloom times, and even specific resistances, essentially co-evolving with them. This deliberate cultivation speaks volumes about our deep-seated connection. We don't just admire them, we actively shape them to better reflect our desires and ideals of beauty. The creation of countless cultivars, each with unique characteristics, is a testament to the powerful synergy between human ingenuity and floral splendor, a collaborative dance through time. So whether it's the ancient evolutionary nudge towards fertile landscapes, the intricate dance of light and neurochemicals in our brains, the deep bond between scent and memory, or our uniquely human capacity for symbolism, flowers stand as bridges. They connect us to our primal past, to the intricate workings of our own biology, and to the shared cultural tapestry that binds us as a species. They remind us that beauty is not just a superficial pleasure, but a profound and multi-layered experience, deeply interwoven with our very being. And as these thoughts settle gently, like pollen carried on a soft breeze, we might begin to wonder about the even more subtle ways flowers communicate, not just with us, but with the world around them. Perhaps in the quiet of the night, we can imagine their unseen language, a symphony of signals beyond our usual perception. But that, my dear listener, is a thought for our next quiet journey together. The beauty we so admire is not merely a fleeting whisper of nature, but also the vibrant heartbeat of a colossal global industry. It's a fascinating duality. The delicate flower, a symbol of life's fragility, yet simultaneously a robust engine of commerce, turning earth, water, and sunlight into substantial economic impact. Think of it as nature's most charming economist, quietly orchestrating a complex ballet of growth, trade, and innovation. At the heart of this economic marvel lies horticulture, a term that itself whispers of gardens and cultivation. It's not just about planting a seed and watching it grow, it's the science and art of cultivating plants, especially flowers, fruits, and vegetables. For flowers, this involves an intricate understanding of botany, agronomy, and even economics. The global floriculture industry, encompassing cut flowers, potted plants, and ornamental greens, is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, a sprawling tapestry woven with threads of commerce that stretch across continents, touching countless lives from remote fields to bustling city markets. Imagine, for a moment, the journey of a single rose. It doesn't simply appear in a vase. Its life begins in a nursery, perhaps in the cool highlands of Ecuador, or the sun-drenched valleys of Colombia, or even the fertile plains of the Netherlands. Here, plant breeders, veritable botanical architects, tirelessly work to craft new varieties. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's deep-seated genetics. They cross-pollinate, selecting for traits like vibrant color, exquisite fragrance, disease resistance. Think of the constant battle against fungal pathogens like powdery mildew or black spot, and crucially, an extended vase life. This last trait, the ability of a cut flower to remain fresh and beautiful for as long as possible after harvest, is a paramount scientific and economic consideration. A flower that wilts too quickly loses its value, and breeders, often employing advanced techniques like molecular markers to identify desirable genes, are the unsung heroes ensuring a longer-lasting bloom. Once a promising new variety is developed, the science of cultivation truly begins. Agronomists and soil scientists monitor everything from soil pH and nutrient levels, ensuring a balanced diet of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the essential macronutrients, to optimal irrigation practices. They understand that too much or too little water, or an imbalance in micronutrients like iron or boron, can profoundly affect a flower's quality and yield. In sophisticated operations, especially those using greenhouses, hydroponics, growing plants in nutrient-rich water without soil, or even aeroponics, misting roots with nutrient solutions, are employed, allowing for incredibly precise control over growing conditions, minimizing water waste, and often accelerating growth cycles. These controlled environments shield delicate blooms from unpredictable weather, pests, and diseases, ensuring a consistent, high-quality product ready for market. But the journey doesn't end when the flower is cut. This is where post-harvest physiology enters the scene, a critical scientific discipline focused on maintaining the freshness and quality of cut flowers. Once severed from its roots, a flower continues to live, but its natural decline begins. Scientists in this field study how to slow this process. They research the optimal temperature and humidity for storage and transport, the precise chemical composition of floral food solutions, which often contain sugars for energy, acidifiers to help water uptake, and antimicrobial agents to prevent bacterial growth in the water, and the use of key ethylene inhibitors. Ethylene is a natural plant hormone that triggers ripening and senescence, aging, and blocking its action is vital for extending a flower's useful life, particularly for long-distance shipping across continents. Imagine delicate orchids traveling from Thailand or roses from Kenya. Without these scientific interventions, they simply wouldn't survive the journey. The sheer scale of the global flower trade is breathtaking. The Netherlands, often called the flower shop of the world, acts as a central hub, with its massive Flora Holland auction serving as a pulsing heart where millions of flowers change hands daily. But producers span the globe. Colombia and Ecuador are giants in rose and carnation production, benefiting from equatorial climates that allow year-round cultivation. Kenya has emerged as a major player, particularly for roses, leveraging its climate and robust air freight infrastructure. These nations rely heavily on flower exports for foreign exchange earnings, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs, from the field workers who painstakingly tend and harvest each bloom, to the scientists in laboratories, the logistics experts who orchestrate complex shipping schedules, and the florists who finally arrange them into stunning displays. This industry, however, is not without its modern challenges. Climate change, with its unpredictable weather patterns, poses a significant threat, impacting growing conditions and increasing the need for drought-resistant varieties or more resilient cultivation methods. There's also a growing global demand for sustainability. Consumers are increasingly conscious of the environmental footprint of their bouquets, prompting a shift towards more eco-friendly practices. This means reducing pesticide use, minimizing water consumption through drip irrigation and recirculation systems, exploring renewable energy sources for greenhouses, and striving for fair labor practices. Scientists are at the forefront of these efforts, developing organic pest controls, breeding naturally disease-resistant plants to lessen chemical reliance, and devising carbon-neutral transportation strategies. So, as we see, the humble flower, in its quiet elegance, orchestrates a vast and intricate symphony of science, commerce, and human endeavor. It's a testament to how profoundly beauty can drive innovation and economic activity, linking diverse cultures and economies through the universal language of bloom. Yet beyond their commercial value lies another treasure: their ancient gifts to our bodies and our tables. We now uncover secrets far beyond their visible splendor. It's as if each blossom holds a tiny, intricate story, not just for the eyes, but for our very bodies and souls. For centuries, across every quiet valley and bustling marketplace, humanity has looked to these silent sentinels of nature, not merely for their beauty, but for their profound powers as healers, as flavor enhancers, and as weavers of exquisite scents. Imagine, if you will, the flower as nature's most subtle pharmacist, its petals and stamens carefully compounding remedies for a myriad of ailments. Take, for instance, the humble chamomile. Its daisy-like head, with its soft white petals circling a sunny yellow heart, might seem unassuming. Yet, within its delicate structure lies a gentle strength. When brewed into a warm, comforting tea, chamomile flowers release compounds like apigenin and matricin. Apigenin is a flavonoid that acts almost like a lullaby for our nervous system, gently binding to certain receptors in the brain, much like a key finding its lock, to induce a sense of calm and promote restful sleep. Matricin, another remarkable compound, is transformed into chamazoline when heated, offering anti-inflammatory properties that can soothe an upset stomach or ease a tired body. It's a testament to how these tiny floral architects craft perfect little packages of peace for us. Then there's the cheerful calendula, often known as the pot marigold, with its bright, optimistic orange and yellow hues. This resilient flower is a comforting balm for the skin, almost like a golden, healing hug. Ancient cultures and modern herbalists alike have long turned to calendula for its ability to mend and protect. Its vibrant petals are rich in flavonoids and carotenoids, powerful antioxidants that help the body fight off damage at a cellular level, much like tiny shield bearers. These compounds also possess impressive anti-inflammatory properties, gently reducing redness and swelling and encouraging wound healing. It's as if the sun's warmth, captured in each petal, has been distilled into a soothing elixir, whispering comfort to irritated skin. And for those moments when our immune system needs a gentle nudge, we might turn to echinacea, with its distinctive cone-shaped head and often purple petals. This robust bloom, native to North America, has been a cornerstone of traditional medicine for centuries. Its roots and flowers contain a complex symphony of active compounds, including alkaloids and caffeic acid derivatives. These aren't just fancy names. They are the tiny messengers that gently stimulate our immune cells, encouraging them to be more vigilant, more active in their defense against common invaders. It's like a quiet pep talk for our body's internal guardians, helping them stand a little taller and stronger. But the flower's generosity doesn't end with medicine. Oh no. Many blooms have found their way into our kitchens, transforming simple meals into extraordinary culinary experiences. They are nature's most delicate chefs, adding whispers of flavor and bursts of color. Consider saffron, the most precious spice in the world, born from the delicate stigmas of the crocus sativus flower. Picture the meticulous hands of harvesters, carefully plucking just 3 tiny crimson threads from the heart of each purple crocus. These threads, dried with care, are an orchestra of flavor and color. Their vibrant hue comes from crocin, a powerful carotenoid pigment, so intense that just a pinch can dye an entire dish a luminous golden yellow. The distinctive aroma and slightly bitter, earthy taste are due to compounds like picrocrocin and safranal. It's a flavor that speaks of ancient lands and timeless traditions, a golden kiss from a hidden garden. And what of the rose? The undisputed queen of the garden, she reigns in the kitchen too. Her fragrant petals, infused in teas, transformed into delicate jams, or distilled into rose water, impart a sophisticated floral sweetness. The very same geraniol and citronellol that give the rose its intoxicating perfume also contribute to its exquisite taste. Imagine a summer's evening, sipping on a cool drink infused with rose water. It's like drinking liquid poetry, a gentle reminder of beauty and grace. And even the frothy white clusters of taamgia, elderflower blooms appearing like clouds on summer trees, contribute their unique charm. Their delicate muscatel-like fragrance translates into a subtly sweet and complex flavor when made into cordials or sparkling wines. It's the taste of early summer, bottled sunshine, offering a refreshing and utterly unique note to beverages and desserts. These tiny blossoms, collectively, offer a taste that's both wild and refined, a fleeting moment of natural sweetness captured for our enjoyment. Beyond taste, flowers are the silent maestros of scent, conducting an invisible symphony that can transport us, soothe us, or awaken our senses. They are nature's original perfumers, crafting complex fragrances from simple petals. Let's revisit lavender. We know its calming properties for sleep, but its aromatic power is equally profound. The dominant compounds, linalool and linaloyl acetate, are not only responsible for its characteristic sweet, floral, and herbaceous scent, but also for its profound impact on our mood. Breathing in lavender is like wrapping oneself in a soft purple blanket of tranquility, a gentle whisper of peace in a busy world. It's why this scent has been cherished for centuries in sachets, essential oils, and aromatic balms. Then there's jasmine, the night-blooming enchantress. As dusk descends, its creamy white blossoms unfurl, releasing an intensely sweet, almost intoxicating perfume that fills the evening air. This captivating fragrance is largely due to compounds like benzyl acetate, which gives it its fruity, floral top note, and indole, which adds a deeper, more animalic and sensual base. It's a scent that evokes moonlight and mystery, a secret serenade under the stars, often considered one of the most romantic and alluring fragrances in the world of perfumery. Mentol. And finally, the exotic ylang ylang, whose name means flower of flowers in Tagalog, a testament to its supreme aromatic beauty. With its striking, often yellowish-green petals, this tropical blossom releases a rich, sweet, and slightly spicy scent. Its essential oil, a cornerstone in high-end perfumes, is a complex blend of many compounds, including linalool, geraniol, and various esters, all contributing to its lush, creamy, and intensely floral character. It's a scent that can transport you to a faraway, sun-drenched island, a fragrant dream woven from petals. From the humble chamomile to the opulent ylang ylang, flowers continuously reveal their multifaceted natures. They are not merely passive recipients of our admiration. They are active participants in our well-being, our traditions, and our sensory experiences. Their chemical compounds, often hidden in plain sight, are the very language through which they communicate their therapeutic, flavorful, and aromatic gifts to us. Each scent, each taste, each medicinal property is a testament to the intricate evolutionary dance between plants and people, a silent pact of mutual benefit that has unfolded over millennia. As we begin to understand these profound connections, we see flowers not just as fleeting moments of beauty, but as ancient teachers, whispering secrets of health and happiness. And with that gentle understanding, we can allow our minds to wander even further, to explore more of the incredible journeys these silent wonders embark upon. It's important in this quiet moment to acknowledge the delicate threads that hold their existence together. Just as a cherished story needs to be preserved, so too do these living chapters of our planet. For even the most resilient bloom faces challenges in our ever-changing world, and understanding these is the first step towards ensuring their continued presence. Imagine, if you will, the world as a vast ancient tapestry, woven with threads of emerald green, sky blue, and the vibrant hues of countless flowers. For millennia, this tapestry has evolved, its pattern shifting with the gentle hand of nature. But in recent times, the rhythm has quickened, and some of these threads are beginning to fray or even disappear. One of the most significant challenges, casting a long shadow over many floral species, is the profound loss of their natural homes, their habitats. Think of a cherished garden being slowly, yet inevitably, reduced in size. Vast forests, which cradle unique orchids and ancient ferns, are giving way to timber demands or agricultural expansion, much like an intricate mosaic being dismantled piece by piece. Urban sprawl, with its concrete arteries and steel structures, consumes meadows and grasslands, transforming vibrant ecosystems into ordered human landscapes. Each acre lost means fewer places for wild irises to unfurl, for rare alpine poppies to cling to rocky slopes, or for the unique prairie flowers that support entire insect communities to thrive. When a forest is cleared or a wetland drained, it's not just the trees or the water that vanish. It's the specific light, the unique soil composition, the delicate humidity, and the web of interconnected life that each flower relies upon to survive and flourish. Then there's the subtle yet powerful shift in our planet's ancient rhythm, what we know as climate change. Imagine a grand orchestra playing a magnificent symphony of seasons. Each flower has its cue, the precise moment to awaken, to bloom, to offer its nectar, to produce its seeds. But now, the conductor's tempo is becoming erratic. Rising temperatures can cause flowers to bloom earlier than their pollinating partners, leading to a crucial mismatch. A beautiful orchid, for instance, might unfurl its petals weeks before the specific bee or moth it depends on has emerged from its slumber. This phenomenon, known as phenological mismatch, can lead to a drastic reduction in seed production, weakening entire populations. Changes in rainfall patterns can turn fertile lands arid, or conversely, flood sensitive roots. Some species, particularly those clinging to high mountain peaks or isolated islands, simply have no cooler place to migrate to, becoming trapped as their optimal climate zones shrink beneath them, much like a dancer with nowhere left to step. Another quiet threat comes in the form of what we call invasive species. Picture a serene, well-balanced community gathering where every native plant has its place and purpose. Now imagine a new guest arrives, perhaps beautiful and vigorous in its own land, but here it grows with unrestrained ambition, outcompeting the gentler native flowers for precious sunlight, water, and soil nutrients. These foreign invaders, like the notorious kudzu vine, can smother entire landscapes, forming dense monocultures that push out the rich biodiversity that once thrived there. The native flowers, having evolved alongside specific pollinators and soil conditions for millennia, often lack the defenses or the rapid growth rates to contend with these aggressive newcomers, slowly diminishing their numbers until they are but a memory. And we must also consider the invisible whispers that can turn harmful. Pollution. The very air we breathe, the water that nourishes the earth, and the soil beneath our feet can carry unseen dangers. Pesticides, designed to protect crops, can inadvertently harm the very pollinators that flowers depend upon for reproduction, like a misguided arrow striking the wrong target. Herbicides intended for weeds don't always discriminate, wiping out vital wildflowers that serve as crucial stepping stones in ecosystems. Runoff from agricultural fertilizers, rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, can overwhelm aquatic ecosystems, leading to algal blooms that choke out submerged plants, altering the delicate balance of wetland flora. Even air pollution can coat the leaves of plants, clogging their stomata, the tiny pores they use to breathe, reducing their ability to photosynthesize and thrive. Finally, there's the allure of rarity, which can sometimes be a flower's greatest vulnerability. For certain exceptionally beautiful or medicinally valued species, the temptation for over-collection or illegal trade becomes immense. Rare orchids, specific bulbs, or plants with unique medicinal properties are sometimes harvested unsustainably from the wild, depleting their numbers faster than they can regenerate. This can lead to the loss of genetic diversity within a species, making the remaining populations less resilient to disease or environmental changes, much like a precious library losing its most unique and valuable books, one by one. Yet, this is not a story without hope. Far from it. Across the globe, dedicated individuals and organizations are working tirelessly to safeguard these botanical treasures. We are learning to become gentle guardians. Efforts like establishing protected areas, vast natural parks and reserves create safe havens where flowers can flourish undisturbed, their ecosystems intact. Botanical gardens are not just places of beauty, they are living libraries and Noah's Arks, cultivating and propagating endangered species, often with the aim of reintroducing them to the wild. Seed banks, like tiny time capsules, meticulously store the genetic blueprint of thousands of plant species, including many wildflowers, ensuring that their legacy can endure even if their wild populations face catastrophe. These arcs of life hold the potential to bring back species from the brink. Conservation goes beyond simply setting aside land. It involves active restoration projects where damaged habitats are carefully nursed back to health, with native plants being reintroduced and invasive species gently removed. It involves groundbreaking research into flower genetics and ecology, helping us understand their needs with greater precision. And perhaps most powerfully, it involves us, ordinary people. Citizen science initiatives encourage us to become observers, to report sightings, to learn about native plants in our own backyards, fostering a connection that blossoms into stewardship. Adopting sustainable practices in agriculture, urban planning, and even our personal gardens can create a mosaic of supportive environments for flowers, rather than fragmented islands of survival. Educating ourselves and others about the wonders and vulnerabilities of the floral world spreads awareness, inspiring collective action and informed policy decisions that can weave new, stronger threads into our planet's living tapestry. The future of flowers, then, is a story we are still writing, one petal at a time, one seed at a time. It's a story of challenge, yes, but also of profound hope, resilience, and the enduring human spirit of care. As the world outside begins to hush and the soft blanket of night gently descends, we find ourselves at the quiet close of our journey with the flower. Not a grand finale, my dear friend, but a tender pause, a moment for our minds to drift back through the gentle story we've shared. The story of a flower, yes, but perhaps too a whisper about all of life's quiet unfoldings, its patient dreams, and its beautiful, resilient spirit. Remember how it began? Not with a rush, not with a clamor, but with the deepest, most profound silence. A tiny seed, cradled in the dark earth, holding within its minuscule heart a blueprint for wonder. It was a promise, held so carefully, a secret whispered between the soil and the sleeping sky. There was no hurried expectation, only the slow, rhythmic pulse of potential, waiting, dreaming beneath the surface. Just like you, nestled warmly now, a world of beautiful possibilities quietly stirring within you. Then came the slow unfurling, a whisper of green reaching ever so gently towards the light it instinctively knew awaited it. It drank from the quiet dampness of the earth, drawing up life's softest sustenance, moment by gentle moment. It stretched towards the sun, not with effort, but with a natural grace, a quiet seeking of warmth and luminescence. Each leaf, each stem, a delicate offering to the sky, a quiet conversation between the plant and the cosmos. It was a dance of gradual becoming, a testament to the power of gentle growth, steadily, beautifully, day by hushed day. It reminds us that all good things take their time, unfurling at their own perfect pace, guided by an unseen wisdom. And then, oh then, came the magnificent unveiling, the blossom, a slow, breathtaking revelation of color and form. Petals, once tightly furled, now spread themselves open to the world, a silent declaration of beauty. Each hue, each delicate curve, a masterpiece woven by the invisible hands of nature. Did you notice its quiet confidence? Its unwavering presence, offering its fragrance to the breeze, its vibrant face to the sun? It didn't demand attention, it simply was. A beacon of gentle joy, a testament to the sheer wonder of existing fully, completely, in its own unique splendor. It shared its exquisite perfume, a subtle invitation, a quiet gift to everything that passed by. This moment, this bloom, was not just an event. It was a feeling, a soft sigh of perfection. But the flower's story, like all true stories, isn't just about its own beautiful bloom. It's about connection, about the gentle passing on of life's precious spark. It shared its very essence, a quiet invitation to the tiny winged creatures, a whisper carried on the wind, ensuring that its particular brand of beauty, its unique song, could echo into future dawns. Without hurry, without fuss, it played its part in the endless graceful dance of life, a cycle of giving and receiving, of blossoming and preparing for what comes next, a profound understanding that nothing truly ends but rather transforms, leaving behind a gentle legacy, a promise of renewal nestled within the very air we breathe. It's the universe's lullaby, telling us that life is always finding a way, always dreaming new dreams. And as the days gently turned and the seasons began their slow waltz, the flower, having given so much, began its quiet retreat. Its petals, once so vibrant, softened, then released their hold, drifting down like silent wishes onto the earth that had first cradled its seed. It wasn't a sorrowful departure, but a peaceful letting go, a return to the quiet embrace of the soil, a gentle surrender, understanding that its purpose had been fulfilled, and that its essence would live on, not just in memory, but in the unseen threads of creation. It settled back into the earth, a deep, restorative sleep, gathering strength for what lay ahead. Just as you, my dear, now prepare for your own sweet slumber. So, as you close your eyes, imagine the flower's journey continuing, not in the waking world, but in the tranquil gardens of your dreams. See its colors bloom in your mind's eye. Feel the gentle touch of its petals as you drift into slumber. Hear its quiet wisdom in the hushed stillness of the night. The flower, in its simple, profound existence, teaches us about patience, about beauty, about the quiet strength of life's endless cycle. It reminds us that even when things seem to fade, their essence remains, a warm, comforting presence. It's all part of the gentle rhythm of the world, a lullaby sung by the stars and the sleeping earth. Now, let these thoughts wrap around you like a soft, comforting blanket. Let the gentle whispers of the flower's story guide you into a peaceful, restorative sleep. Dream sweet dreams, my dear one. Dream of quiet beginnings, beautiful bloomings, and the serene, endless dance of life. Good night. Sleep tight.